All right, everybody. We have another good guest for everybody to listen to. We got Takoby Coefield. How's it going, Takoby?
It's going good, man. How y'all doing?
Oh man, we're doing all right out here in Charlotte. How about you?
I'm doing good, man. Back visiting my hometown, Tarboro, North Carolina, right now myself.
Well, North Carolina, I hear you.
Yeah, that's a. I think it's only the second guy we've had from North Carolina. Where's Tarboro kind of located at?
So Tarboro, we're in eastern North Carolina, 252 area code. We're actually about 20 minutes north of ECU, like right up Highway 64. We're about an hour east of Raleigh.
Okay, gotcha. So out there on the coast a little bit.
Yeah, kind of up near Virginia, like northeast North Carolina.
Yeah, okay. And that's you said that's your hometown where you grew up.
Yeah, born and raised there.
And
Nice.
yeah, so is that where you played high school ball at?
Yeah. I played at Tarboro High School, Tarboro High School out in Tarboro, North Carolina.
And I was looking on the from that school, doing a little history about that school. It's like a machine over there. It looks like. I mean, they had like so many guys, pro athletes.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. I remember once upon a time when I was growing up, we used to always kind of talk about like, man, we used to always feel like we had a ton of athletes, but guys weren't necessarily going to bigger schools and doing big things, and all of a sudden it's just like it switched, and to have four pro guys, and I think they just won their fifth state championship in the like last 8 or like 9, 10 years, something like that. So
My
it's
gosh.
crazy.
Did they win one when you were there? I thought I saw something about that.
Yeah. Actually, I won one my very last year, my senior year, and we actually went my junior year, and we lost.
What was your division? Like what division were y'all in?
We were 2A. We were 2A small.
Okay. Yeah, so our high school just got when our senior year, we're both about 22. We graduated in 2014. Our high school, our senior year, the first year we were not in high school, got dropped down to 2A. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
What high school is that?
Mount Pleasant High School.
Okay, yeah. I've heard of it before.
Yeah, we had a bad football team. We don't have any record like you do in football at our high school.
Yeah, like I think Todd Gurley went there and Kevin Bryant or Kelvin Bryant.
Yeah, man. Todd, Todd was a younger guy behind me. Just doing big things. It's crazy. Seeing him. I remember when he was, in high school, and when he had first just got here. He was first growing his dreads and everything. Seeing him now, it's like, dang, man, he really grew up on us. And yeah, Kelvin KB is from Tarboro. Good relationship with him. Sean Drone, he was a running back at North Carolina. He's a little bit older than me, and now we got Taquan Lewis, a defensive end out of Ohio State.
I think he just got drafted this year, right?
Yeah, second round to the Colts. So
Nice.
That is unbelievable. That's
yeah,
so
proud of him.
many. That's so many players. That's crazy.
Yeah, man, and it's I guess the craziest part is I kind of feel like it wouldn't be right if I didn't say that out of the players that I called, there's so many more, so many just as talented, that had the size, that had the ability. Just things didn't work out in the same order, as opposed to give them the opportunity. And it's crazy because I played on the offensive line where my right tackle was the same size as I was, for 2 out of my 4 years of high school. It's crazy. In a 2A high school, we walk up with 2 6'4", 300-pounders on each side, and it's fortunate. But man, we had so much. We still have so much talent down there that a lot of people just don't get a chance to see sometimes, because it's little town football.
I know this evaluation probably was hard to like make on yourself, so you probably couldn't make this reflection on yourself. But like when you see a guy like Todd Gurley, is he one of those guys that right from the get go you're like, yep, he's going. There's no way he's not.
Yeah, and that's what's weird is, there were 3 or 4 guys that kind of reminded us all of, they kind of looked very similar. We had a guy, that played, that started at running back for us that was about the same size as Todd, that, does a lot of the same, that was doing a lot of the same things he was doing. At the time, was just physically stronger because he was about a year older than him. But we saw so many of them that it was like, yeah, all of those guys are special. Like they're just gonna be special. They're good football players, and a lot of us play middle school ball together. And it's pretty much one little town, and all of us grow up playing football from Pee Wee all the way up through. So you see a guy like Todd, and it was like, yeah, we got two more that kind of look like that too.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
That's crazy that, like, there's a guy out there who's like, yeah, I started over running back at Todd Gurley in high school.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I just can't believe the line, like how big you guys were at that age. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's unbelievable. I'm looking at your high school pictures. That's crazy. We had no one at our high school that big. Like,
Were you always like on the line? Like, were you always like offensive line?
Yeah, I always played offensive line. In middle school, actually, when I was in 7th grade, I played middle linebacker. And it was I played center and middle linebacker, and it was crazy because I was always known for being kind of slow in comparison to, there's so many fast guys that go to my high school. We win a lot of track, like sprint, like 100, 400, 200, 4x1 and stuff like that. So I was kind of known as a slower guy, but it worked. And then I gained a bunch of weight, and it was never a linebacker again.
You ever get on the D line a little bit?
Yeah, I went down the D line. Actually, that was kind of my primary position early on in high school, and then one of my coaches was kind of like, "Hey, I think you really should focus on offensive line. You're a smart guy. I think you can figure it out, man."
And
that's when
history was made.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Much.
So how was the because we know you went to Duke, like we just kind of want to hear a little bit like how that whole thing came together, like the recruiting and all that.
The recruiting process was it was kind of crazy for me. It started really slow. ECU was my first offer. That was my sophomore year of high school. And it was like before actually my freshman year of high school, I played JV and I didn't get in the game. Really any at all. I went to a UNC camp over the summer of my freshman year, and that's where I kind of learned a lot of stuff and kind of transitioned to playing offensive line a little more. I played, I think, my 3rd or 4th game in my sophomore year, and that's when I got my ECU offer. And I really didn't hear much from anybody else outside of ECU for maybe like about 3 to 6 months. About the next 3 to 6 months, and then all of a sudden, that's when UNC started coming in, and NC State, and Duke, and Miami, and UCLA, and Tennessee. And it kind of just started blowing up. Coaches and mail and everything was flying in, and I hit the camp circuit a little bit my junior year, and that's when I picked up my. But before then, I picked up my Duke offer, UNC, NC State. And then after I hit the camp circuit, Virginia offered, Clemson offered, Wake Forest offered, Buffalo offered, and it was just like kind of starting to blow up. And then that's when I kind of kept praying about it, kept taking my visits here and there, talking to schools, and I felt really comfortable with Coach Cut. Everything that he was doing, the vision that he had. Going to an institution like Duke, and my main thing was just I wanted to go somewhere where I kind of be not just another number in a jersey. So I wanted to be somewhere where I could kind of be remembered, so to speak. Like, okay, this is starting something new. This is kind of a new regime to kind of start fresh, and that was a perfect place. They wanted, they were recruiting me as a tackle, which I wanted to play tackle. 100% and committed, and schools kept calling, schools kept recruiting, but I stayed firm with Duke, and guess what is it? 9 years later, I'm proud. I'm definitely proud of my decision.
Were other school, like when you said they wanted to recruit you as a tackle, were other schools maybe like trying to get you with something else?
Trying to move you inside, probably.
Yeah, so yeah, that's what they were trying to do was move me inside.
Okay.
Just because my high school we run a misdirection T, so it was so much pulling, so many down blocks that a lot of schools didn't really think I had the athleticism to play on the edge. Um, they really wanted a couple schools actually wanted to kick me inside the center, and didn't think that I could actually play on the edge at all. But Duke was one that felt like that I could do it, and I was it worked out.
Yeah, it definitely worked out.
That'd be crazy to move you all the way from tackle to center, though.
Which actually is crazy because I ended up doing it in the NFL. I actually played center some in high school. I was our backup center, kind of the emergency guy. But there would be games where if we had a really tough nose or we had a really good middle linebacker that was causing issues, they just kind of flip-flopped me over there. And it would just be kind of me versus him. And they betted on me winning the battle majority of the time of the night when we had to run the ball. So it was like, get it done.
Well,
That's crazy.
If you were remotely the size you were in high school that you are whenever you got to the pros, I'd bet on that too.
Yeah.
I don't know any linebacker getting through that. That's crazy, but that's man. And what'd you think about Duke overall? Like, what was your you went all 4 years if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah. Actually, I did 5. I redshirted my first year.
Okay.
Yeah, and I played my last 4.
It
But, I loved it. It was something different. It was something new. It definitely opened my eyes to a lot. Just from a standpoint of being of exposure to different things that I really never thought that I would, be exposed to. One of the biggest things that I guess I can allude to with that is we went on a mission trip to Ethiopia in 2012 as an offensive line, and I personally accredit that to a lot of the change in our program. When our offensive line got really tight after we took that trip, and from there we really started to win a lot of games and started to come together in jail and kind of help build the team and continue to keep a good foundation there. And it's experiences like that I don't know if I would have got that at Tennessee. And that's not that you say that they're a bad program or anything. I just don't know if I would have gotten that same experience, to go and do a mission trip in Ethiopia with my fellow offensive linemen and just be exposed to different cultures and different things like that. Man, it was wonderful.
Yeah, that was literally going to be my next question because I'm reading it. I have it on your Redskins profile, but I was going to ask if you could go into a little bit of detail about that because that's pretty cool. That's something unique that we've never had before.
So basically, the guard that played beside me, Dave Harding, who actually is in media, is one of the media guys out at Duke now. He does a lot of the media stuff there. He's a wonderful dude, great guy, great to play beside, great friend to have. And his dad is from Ethiopia, was born in Ethiopia, was raised in Ethiopia, and Dave used to live in Jordan. I think he was born in North Carolina. I think he was born in Charlotte, actually. And he grew up until he was 9 years old in Jordan. And he used to talk about it all the time and talk about different experiences and things. And he kept telling us, he was like, man, I really wish I could kind of show y'all the different stuff, how I grew up. And he used to always say that. And we like, yeah, we wish we could see. Like, yeah. And he kind of looked at us a few times and was like, if I could, get y'all over there, we could do a trip. Would y'all go? We was like, yeah, definitely. And a year later, he walks in and he's like, yeah, we're going to get this done.
Wow.
And donations came in and, donors were talking to us about it. And next thing you know, this thing was funded. And we were getting passports and we, get over there and, it was different, man. It was different. We actually had a layover in Amsterdam, the airport over there, and just landing over there and seeing the landscape and stuff. Having never been anywhere like that before was like, wow, like, dang, I'm halfway across the world right now. Like this is crazy. And once we got to Ethiopia, we landed in Addis, which is the capital of Ethiopia, and just the people embraced us with open arms. It was great. It was wonderful. A lot of similarities. They listen to pretty much the same music we listen to. They eat some of this similar restaurants, similar types of things that you can get over there. But then they have the food that they cook, and there are different cultures over there. And it was great just being able to kind of sample bits and pieces of different cultures. And we helped build a fresh water well over there. And actually, there's a plate on it that says Duke offensive line, and it says the date when we actually finished building the well while we were over there. So the plan is for all of us to get ourselves back together eventually in the near future and go back over there and visit and check everything out.
So
that'd be really cool to do again. That's like really good for the Duke school program too.
Yeah, man, it was great. It was great for them, man. It was great, and I kind of wish they would do something like that every year, just for like a different position group, even because it like I said, it really will bond you together as teammates, man. It really helped kind of open our eyes to different things because you're out. It was funny. We were kind of staying in this resort, but it was really, really dark outside, and it had one kind of like light. So when you're walking over there, it's like pitch black, basically. Like you can't see anything. So it was like one of those moments where some of the tough guys couldn't actually act like tough guys because it's like, well, we're not in the United States anymore. And if I walk out here in this pitch black dark, I don't know what could or couldn't grab me. What could or couldn't happen. So it's like, wow. And he used to act like a real tough guy on the field, and he's not a tough guy. Like, now he's afraid. Like, so it's like little moments like that you kind of like, oh, so he's not invincible of everything. Just little petty stuff you learn about your teammates, and to be honest, it went a long way. Just because when we got back, we had stories amongst ourselves that we used to tell and jokes and. Like I said, it helped us gel, definitely.
That's the kind of stuff I wish you'd see on ESPN and stuff, I wish, it seems like all the negative always gets covered. They never cover the positive stuff. It sucks that never gets covered and never gets put out in the light, but that is awesome, and that's awesome you did that, and I'm sure people around the world are so thankful for stuff like that. But
definitely, man.
So moving on to the Redskins, I bet that was an experience like no other also.
Yeah, man. To actually get my opportunity to play in the NFL and sign my contract and go to practice every day and learn and play beside, guys that are going to be future Hall of Famers. That was as unreal, it's unbelievable. Coach, I can't say enough good things about my offensive line coach there, Coach Bill Callahan, Coach McVay. Who is wonderful as we've all seen from last year, but he's a wonderful, wonderful coach, wonderful guy. And Coach Gruden, really love playing for him as well. And it just, I like I said, I can't say enough good things about that organization, about my time there, because they really embraced me and they helped me develop as a pro and as a football player.
What was it like when you got the call from them? Like, who was the one who called you?
So it was actually, I think it was Coach Callahan. He was the first person to call me, and it was right after the draft was over. And I was actually pretty bummed out because I thought I was gonna get drafted. I really was. I was really excited, around, because I knew I was gonna get probably drafted late, but I just felt like, okay, in the 6th, 7th round, I know, my agent's taking calls and, the draft ends, and I'm like, dang, I didn't get picked. This is crazy. And I was kind of bummed out, and Coach Callahan called me. There's a couple different coaches that called me before him, and he called me, and he said, listen, I know what it takes to be successful. I know what it takes to be good, and I want to help you get there. I can help you get there. If you come here, I can help you get to where you want to get to. And it was pretty direct. It was pretty simple. It was like, I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I'm not gonna act. I can help you develop into what you want to be. And you know, they looked out with the checkbook too. So I couldn't really turn them down. And
Hard to resist that.
yeah, it was that was actually the crazy part was, he called me and he was, I liked what I was hearing, but at the same time it turned into like a bidding war almost, like where it was just like, teams were calling and they were just basically asking what is my bid up to now? And it's like, wow, like I can't believe this is actually happening to me. Like this is
just like your college recruiting experience sounds like.
Pretty much. It just happened all over again. It was like, wow. Like,
so you were getting calls from multiple teams?
Yeah. I got calls from. I actually got offered a contract by all 32 teams.
Oh my God.
Yeah, every team in the NFL actually offered me a contract after the draft was over with as an undrafted free agent. So it was pretty much my choice of what team and what situation I kind of wanted to put myself in.
I wish you'd have chose the Panthers because we're hurting for linemen right now.
I actually like the Panthers a lot. I did a private workout with them, and it went really, really, really well. Really well. Really liked their the coaches that they had and the coaches that I work with there. But yeah, man, it was kind of one of those things where it was like, hey, I'm gonna go where the payday and the best and the best coaching.
Okay, I don't think there's a human being on this planet blames you for that right there. If they are, they're crazy.
What year was did you come out? Like, what was your first year?
So I was in the 2000. I would have been in the 2015 draft. 2015 was my rookie year. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I was looking on your thing, and you were just as active in the pros, if not more, than you were in college in the community.
Yeah, man. That's something that
you like. Something... I can tell. Yeah, that's awesome how you do this. I like that.
Yeah, man. I appreciate it. That's something big that I kind of learned from my dad. He's a recreation basketball coach. He just always is kind of giving back to the community. And when I got a little older, in high school and started to have some success, I would go back to my elementary school and to my teachers and stuff, and I would talk to their class and talk to their kids. And just always trying to give back and just contribute something, even if it's just a word or just showing up and just making my face, kind of relevant, because my hometown is so small. And like I said, it was so many guys with so much potential that just, haven't necessarily gotten to where some of us have. And just feel like it's like, okay, let me, when one of us does kind of get there, let me go back and kind of show y'all like this is possible. This is definitely possible.
Yeah, that's awesome. But I mean, doing stuff with the Redskins and doing stuff in the community, that had to be a balancing act like no other. Because I'm sure the Redskins kept you busy throughout the season.
Yeah, it was. It got busy sometimes. It definitely got busy sometimes, but they always helped us out with our schedules and stuff like that. They communicated very well with us, so they made it work always.
Who were like some of your favorite guys when you were on the Redskins?
Well, I had the opportunity. I was blessed to get to go to the same team as one of my teammates, one of my good close friends, Jamison Crowder. We played at Duke together, and he got drafted to the Redskins and I signed there. So I got to spend some more time with him. So he's one of my guys. But I used to hang out with Jamison, Trent Williams, Morgan Moses, Ari Kwanjo, was DeShaza Everett. Gosh, I'm trying. Those were mainly the guys I hung around, I'd say, the most.
That's crazy. Like the two guys I was just about to ask you about were Jamison Crowder and Trent Williams. It's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Jamison Crowder's he's right down the road from us. He is. That dude is lightning. There's nobody who can cover him. I mean, Monroe. Yeah, Monroe's like, because we're a little bit east of Charlotte, actually.
We're like Cabarrus County area.
Yeah, yep. So Monroe is like, just a hop and a skip down the road. So
I was wondering this. Did you cross paths with Adam Geddes? Because I know he played for the Redskins a little bit.
You said Adam Geddes. Adam Geddes. Adam Geddes. Nah, not ringing a bell.
I think he was there maybe 2013. Yeah, yeah. I think you might have just barely missed him.
Yeah, we had him on a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, he
about
was
a
talking
month
about the
ago.
Redskins. It sounds like a really good organization to play for, though.
Yeah, man, it is. It is. They're world class, man. They conducted well up there, and they're gonna have some success. They're gonna definitely have some success moving forward because of how they do things. That's definitely in the forefront for them.
Yeah, they're looking signing out. I think signing Alex Smith was pretty good. I like Kirk Cousins there, but I think signing Alex Smith will be pretty good. But they're doing good things on the offense.
Yeah, I hate to see Kirk go. He was a guy I got to see, kind of develop for a little over a year there, while I was there, and a guy I got to know a little bit, develop, some association within the building and on the playing field, working with the ones and playing beside him and working with the twos, if they swapped him out at any point in time. It was kind of hard to see him go, but it was happy to see him get the payday that he got.
Yeah, he definitely got a payday.
He had all the teams working against each other to get him.
Yeah, he did. He did well with that one. He did. Him and his team did well with that one.
Yeah, his agent is a animal.
Yeah, they did. They really did. They really did.
Do you still keep in contact with some of the guys from Washington?
Yeah. I talk to Jameson all the time. I'll talk to Trent every now and then. I still, I think, when Virginia lost to UMBC in the Sweet 16, I texted Morgan Moses.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I messed with him about it. But outside of that, man, DeShazer Everett, I still talk to DeShazer. I'll mess with Rob Kelly every now and then. Me and him were cool during the preseason. He got there during the preseason and OTAs and stuff right after the draft. I mess with him on Instagram every now and then. But yeah, man, I still keep in touch with most of those guys. Every now and then I'll go. Like I said, I'll go up there and they'll kind of be around and they'll see me. So we'll kind of talk or whatever.
Dang, that's so cool.
That's cool.
That's so cool that you just talk to an NFL player. Like, I mean, we're talking to one right now, but that's just so crazy. I think the big names. That's so wild.
We were meaning to ask you this. I just want to do it before I forget. Like, who's some of the guys that like are just like people wouldn't know, but they're just really hard to like. They're the hardest guys to block.
One guy, Uncle Kedrick Golston. Kedrick Golston played. Oh man, I don't want to misquote how many years he's in the league. That man definitely has some longevity in his career. He did it. He's done it for a while. Uncle Ked was probably one of the hardest people to block because he's just so strong, like unbelievably strong. After Ked, I would say. A guy that was really hard to block. I mean, I hate to say it. It's kind of obvious, but Ryan Kerrigan and Junior Gillette, I would say, were two guys that really like used to give some trouble, some serious trouble sometimes, especially Junior Gillette because he was so shifty. Like he's so quick and shifty, and it's like his quick twitch is different. It's way different than most guys are. And just Ryan Kerrigan because he's smart. He's a smart, strong football player.
And he's so unorthodox too.
Yeah, very unorthodox. Very, but when you're gonna make a mistake with him. The thing is, you gotta fix it faster than he can see it. Mm. And he plays so much football that he sees it so quickly. But yeah, man, those three. Uncle Ked is definitely a guy that most people don't know that he's tough. He's a tough block.
We'll have to be on the lookout this year for it then.
Yeah, I'll definitely be watching their highlights after this. I gotta see it now.
Do just kind of winding down here. Do you have anything you're kind of working on now? Like I was looking at your degree. I kind of lost the thing. What you worked on in college as your degree. I lost it.
Um, yeah, so I graduated with a African and African American Studies major, minor in education. Wanted to kind of do some teaching and coaching. Been actually coached last year at Nightdale High School. We did fairly well. Made it to the second round of the playoffs before we lost to South Central High School. But wonderful program, wonderful opportunity. To kind of be on the other side of things as a coach. Learned a lot from that staff and just those guys and the people I was around there. Nightdale, still keep in touch with them very well. But yeah, man, it's did that. Thought I was gonna kind of get into coaching and found a unique experience kind of with the CFL. So right now I'm training and getting ready to head up to Saskatchewan for training camp.
Man,
we know a ton of guys. We've talked to a ton of CFL guys.
We probably talked to more CFL guys than NFL. Yeah.
Yeah, we just had Ricky Collins on. I know he plays for them, and then we've had so many other guys. It sounds like that's like a really good team to play for, though, from what we've heard.
Yeah, man, a lot of guys. I actually know a few of the guys on the roster. Willie Jefferson, one of the defensive ends up there. We were on the Redskins together. Jarvis Harrison, he Texas A&M guy. We played in the All-Star game together. Marquise. I think Marquise Williams is one of the quarterbacks up there too. So Travis Bond is another guard. The guard tackle guy that they signed. He's actually from out my way. He's from Bertie, North Carolina. So there's a bunch of it'll be familiar faces in the locker room.
Yeah, Travis Bond. We actually were about to talk to him. We had a little bit of scheduling issues. Our schedules ended up not lining up last minute. We were supposed to talk to him Thursday?
A couple of days ago, yeah.
Yeah, we had him.
I know he's a UNC guy.
Yep. He's UNC guy. He from Bertie, North Carolina.
Dang.
Me and Travis know each other a little bit. So.
Well, tell him we definitely want to talk to him whenever we get done. We definitely want to talk to him.
I'll let him know.
Well, man, we don't want to hold up too much of your Sunday. We know you're probably out with family since you're home. We don't want to hold it up too much, but we really do appreciate you talking with us. And we'd love to sit down again after you have some experience in the CFL and talk about your experiences there if you're up for it. I mean,
hey, sounds good to me, man. I appreciate the opportunity.
All right, man. Well, we wish you the best of luck this coming up season, and we'll talk to you in the future.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, thanks a lot.
No problem. Take care.